You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. Kevin.
I'm 6'5", 250, and trained, so bring that shit on, bitches.
I was listening to Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead last night. I've never really called into Kevin's show or gotten into any banter to him because, to be honest with you, he's way too intellectual for me. I mean, I'm no dummy, but this guy, I don't think I can hang with him verbally in just, discussing the issues. He's a really smart guy.
That's Wes Johnson. Find him at wesjohnson.com. The greatest on-air personality to ever bless the United States of America.
He does a really good show. It's very professionally done. He's on iHeartRadio.
I can sniff out bullies from a mile away, and I love to go after them. I am not alpha male until an alpha male shows up and tries to start bossing me around. That's when the alpha male comes out in me. I'm an alfalfa male. Once an alpha male gets in my face, I'm an alfalfa male. The cowlick pops up on the back of the head.
Every once in a while, you have to go to war.
The can'ts rise to become high waters. I got my dukes up.
I'm gonna, what do you call it, mute my mic so I don't deafen you, or defecate on you. And, oh shit, he made a poop noise. And then we're gonna...
And I'm ready to rock and roll. Give him a little Jack Johnson, Yeah.
Truth on Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead. All the truth you can handle running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth on Tap.
This is Don Imus. You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. You're gonna like it, or I'll kick your ass. Yeah, thing is, that wasn't Don Imus, that was me. Pretending to be Don Imus and come out to the ranch. Fuck me in the ass. Oopsie. 3/24/2015, 5:13. Oh, let's think of something for the PM. How about Parachute? Magnolia. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's 5:14 Parachute Magnolia Eastern Standard Time, also known as Edward Scissorhands. I don't know. I don't know. See, the problem, don't come into this show thinking you're going to get some sort of structured event. You know better. You guys that aren't new, you know better. You new people, strap the fuck in. We go all kinds of witch ways. Well, God damn it, man. Get the kids and the bosses out of the room. Some of you on your way home, so I know you can't fuck with me. Yeah, I pick these times strategically. It's about the only part of my show that is strategic in any way. Yeah, so I don't get messed with. Because, you hit prime time, and I've done plenty of prime time shows. You can look at the chat. You could compare them to the time the show was played. Oh, it's so clear. It's so clear that... you can pick certain times where people will leave you alone. I mean, I've got friends across the globe that, I can be very careful. Like, the only person I never mind coming in my chat is Andrew. And he's the only one. Everybody else causes problems. Apocalypse, Barco, Guy Shea, Debbie Daly, Triple M and JP sometimes. Who am I forgetting? There's three A's. You have Apocalypse and, Aaron. I don't get women in the show very often. I think, my charm probably intimidates them a little. They know I'm big and tall and dark and handsome, and they're like, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're wanting something you can't have. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for not coming in. Because this show is educational. It is. And it's changed. I mean, if you noticed over the past couple of months, we've been playing a lot of clips that apply to what it is we're playing. By the way, anybody checking up on me or wanting to report me, I've already fully investigated the legal use of some of these clips, and it is covered under the Fair Use Act of the copyright laws that dictate American copyright. There's Andrew. I knew he was coming. I can predict it. Ooh, y'all want to talk about predictions? Holy shit. Yeah, Lee shit lives in Arkansas, and I did just call him a hoe. No, that's not true. However, I want you to know that I predicted something. Yeah, what I predicted, my friends, was the plane crash. I didn't predict it specifically. All right, I'm not psychic. Oh, these people that claim to be psychics, I do have a problem with them. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. Yeah, I think we'll stop after this song so I can talk to you for a minute. Then we'll get into American politics, world politics, and I'm going to do what only Kevin does. I'm taking you global on this shit. Yeah, we're going to understand it on a huge timeline. We're going all the way back to evolution and all the way forward to the deep future. And you will be able to see these politics in a sandwich of meaning. Because I bring you big shit. I'm not bringing you small ideas. I'm not reading the news just to read the news. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out together. Now, I've got some video clips up here. I'm going to go ahead and give you a heads up on those. And then we'll talk a little bit more about my psychic ability and others who claim to be psychic. Folks, you can do cold reading on anybody. Literally. I could do it on Andrew right now. Okay, I know very little about Andrew, but watch this. All right, I'm going to show you how easy this shit is, and I've never even researched it. So, Andrew, you're in Australia. Please answer in the chat room how accurate I am. I know that you like to go to Thailand. I know that you were married to a black American woman who wasn't very good at math, and I don't think she could cook either. I don't remember. And I know that you're ex-military and that you work out and stuff. That's all I know about you, okay? Now you guys watch. I'm going to do a psychic reading on Andrew. Andrew, talk to me here. What I'm seeing is that you get outside fairly often in your free time, and you do work a normal job. Is that accurate? That's number one. Number two, I'm also going to assume that you had some level of trauma, specific an intense trauma that may have even been illegal on the part of the person who committed the act when you were in your childhood years, which I'm going to call 0 to 18. Okay, was there a specific trauma? Yes. Okay. Now, did this trauma involve either a form of physical abuse? I'm going to break this down into two categories. It either involved a form of physical abuse, like I'm hurting you, or sexual abuse, one of the two. Doing a cold reading on Andrew here. As soon as I get something wrong, type no and tell me what part I got wrong. Let's see. What else can I do with Andrew? You've been in more than one fist fight in your life, and you normally do good in fist fights. Okay, I got a nope. I think the nope was on the trauma, 0 to 18. You had no physical trauma to you by someone that would have been considered illegal. Then again, I don't know Australia's laws. So now what is a typical psychic? No abuse. Okay, so what is a typical psychic going to do at this point? He's going to shift it on you. Okay, well, if you weren't abused, somebody you know, somebody you're very close to was abused. Very safe bet, folks. So let's do it. I'm showing you behind the curtains, but I'm going, Andrew, somebody you know, someone you're very close to, they were the victim of abuse that would have been considered illegal between the ages of 0 and 18. And you're just about going to get a yes every time on that. But let's say no. Let's say they say no. Nobody close to me was abused. Okay. Well, let's say this. Was there someone you knew that you were friends with for a fixed period of time, in the military maybe, that was a victim of abuse? Eventually you're going to hit on something. And here's what a fucking cold reading bullshit psychic is going to try to do. Have about a fight every 2 weeks, even now. All right, Andrew, I hear you. Now, I didn't know Australia was like that. Is that part of the culture, or are we talking about Andrew here? He just likes to fight. Yes, a mate. See, a mate was. See, I hit on that. So on my quick shift to, okay, maybe it wasn't you, Andrew, but I'm not seeing shit, people. I'm guessing, and that's what they're doing. But they'll say, I'm seeing someone close to you was abused. Someone close. That's a pretty safe bet. Look up the statistics, folks. It's all math. It is very easy to do cold reading psychically. You want to impress me? Let me pick the stranger. You do the reading. and I want specifics. I'm looking for hair color, and even that's got, what, a 12% chance of being right. Say any color. I'm looking for height, weight, job description. I want to know their age exactly. Now you're getting my attention, but you won't find that. You won't find that because it is exceedingly rare to find someone claiming to be psychic that actually is. Exceedingly rare. Pubs here suck all violence. Why is that, Andrew? Who's against who there? I doubt it's racist. Or are we talking about political party ideologies pretty much at work here? What's the big fight in Australia? I thought you guys were like all brotherly love and, hard work, and we kick ass and we love it here. And what's the national feeling like there? If you know anything about America national feeling, the average guy going out on the street, how would you compare it to that? And then we'll get on into American politics. And this applies because it's geopolitics mixed with psychology, which is what I do. Not the geopolitics thing. That's kind of new, but we talk about it sometimes. Andrew says the pubs suck here, all violence. I would have never guessed that. I would have been dead wrong about, because I thought Australia was like tight, just like everybody's tight there. I just had that. Where do you get these feelings? I don't know. It's the grand sum total of your experience and knowledge. And maybe Hollywood. What do we do as Americans? We go straight to Hollywood when we don't know about a country. Must be what Hollywood said. Show off for the females. Okay, well, that's no different than here, really. To be honest with you, it hasn't changed much. Maybe we're just talking about human nature here. And you'll meet a lot of women. This is what I don't get. You'll meet plenty of women that say, I do not like fighting. Don't fight for me. But it's in our nature. It's in our nature. And I think it has more to do with impressing the woman than somehow hurting and scaring off the male competition. And there are plenty of species that do this openly. I mean, you look at something as simple as a battering ram. There they are, banging heads. They're trying to impress the females with their strength. And I think that's what's really coming out here. It's not, let me kill off this, because if it was kill, then these fights would all end differently than they do. You see how it happens. One gets his ass whooped and walks off. They don't go for the kill. Even lions don't do this. You get a new male coming to the pride. If he can whoop the lion's ass that's there in charge of, if you will, that pride, he's the new boss. The women are like, hey now. I mean, that's it. It's decided. So I think a great deal of that, even though we've evolved, and we're going to talk about evolution later, has stuck with us. Now, maybe the women are getting away from that now. Maybe there's a slow evolutional change towards, I want to look at different values. I want a guy to be resourceful. That's always been a big one with humans. Can you get resources? Food, water, shelter. After that, they look at the physical, and it could be for different reasons. They may be looking at the physical for breeding, but the resourceful for a long-term partner. This is why women are very confused. I think in their minds, they need a lot. They really need a lot, and they have a huge investment in the man they're going to pick, the mate. Whereas guys are just like, how far can I spread my jeans? I got machine gun cock. I'm shooting everybody. What a shame. I mean, even some of us in the wild are selective with our mating, but not nearly as much as females are, and they have a reason. They have several reasons why they need to be selective. Get them drunk, everything changes. It can literally get psychological. Like, let's say you're a guy who's not attractive, you're not resourceful, you got nothing going for you, but for some reason, let's say you go to college with this girl, you've been ignoring her. All the other guys are paying her attention. You're like, yeah, whatever. I'm on my device. I got my device. I don't need to talk to her. You get her drunk, she might screw you. Just because you were the one that ignored her. Does that make any sense? Here come your genetic anomalies, right on down the line. Or you have situations like rape. This has been going on for millennia. And we pretend like we can come up with this set of laws, which we're going to talk about later, I think, some, and just suddenly change human behavior. Mother Nature is an indomitable force. She's going to do what she's going to do. You put a human being in a position where they can gain something that they want and they think nobody's looking. It is the rare human being that will do the right thing because it is right. It is the rare human being that has that kind of moral constitution. We need more people like that, I think. But that's just me. Who the fuck am I? I mean, there could... Anybody that comes up and says, Kevin, I've got an argument against you, I say let Mother Nature do what she does. I say answer that call when you think nobody's looking and you can get something you want. Do it. How can I argue with them? well, that would start to pull threads out of the fabric of our society, and we'd eventually collapse. It'd end up with martial law or fascist government to control the crazy people or something like that. We don't want that, do we? So we got to keep it together ourselves. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, too. One of my